Today, we're focusing on managers. I really want to talk about a shortcut cheat code that you can do as a manager. This is something that I think about all the time. The higher you go up in levels, the more you have to get done, right? Like the more you're accountable for, the more you're responsible for. And if you would think about, the base level when you're just an employee, you don't have any team, it's just you as an individual contributor, you have a certain amount of things you're responsible for. But as you tend to go up, there's more. Well, I think a common mistake that can happen is as we go up and we elevate, we always think about us doing more. We have to do more, we do more, we do more. And that's really not true. We have to get more stuff done, not necessarily meaning we actually have to do more. Meaning as you move up and you elevate, you often have a team of people. You have bigger things to get done. You have to get them done as a team, as a unit. One common mistake that really great individual contributors make is they try to do too much. We're trying to do everything. Part of the problem is the question that they'll ask themselves is like, what do I need to do? You've got a million things to do. You're overworked, stressed out, overwhelmed. The team performance is trash. And you're struggling, the team's struggling. You're looking like you're trapped in middle manager hell because it's not working out. It's not performing well. The team is stressed out. They're not doing well. They don't like you that much. Whole 9 yards, right? Whole thing. What if I was to say part of that problem or most of that problem is you, but the reason why the problem is you is because you're thinking about what you have to do versus what needs to get done. The difference between the two is when you think about what needs to get done, it's irrelevant of who's going to do it. Meaning my mental focus isn't in the beginning of it to say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, they're going to do this, and I was like, how do we get this done? And notice the term we. What's the best way we can get this done is what you should be thinking about. And I know you may say, oh, you mean delegate. Yes, I am talking about delegating, but I'm not talking about it from the perspective of, oh, I'm the manager and I got to do all this stuff. So let me give it to this person. Let me give this to that person. Let me give this to that person. That is delegating, but that's not the way I want you to think about it. I want you to think about it as these are the things coming to us, not what's already there, but I want you to think about it from here's what's going to come to us consistently, day in and day out basis, week in, week out, monthly, things that are going to come consistently. What's the most efficient way for us to get these things done? See, it's bigger than just delegating certain items. Now you're saying, how do I structure this in a way that is better suited for the people who are actually going to be on the team to actually contribute to get this stuff done? How do I mold and shape what's coming in to where it fits the talents, the abilities, the bandwidth of the people that we have to get it done? So that's what I mean. You think about how we can get this stuff done. Now, you'll say, okay, well, that's cool and all. It's nice little spin. Here's where it has the greatest impact. It's not on the one project, it's on the many projects. In other words, it's compounding. So once you get to the point where the things that are going to come in on a consistent basis, you have an organizational structure so where those things can get done quickly in the right person's hands. Now, because things are moving more efficiently, you have the capacity to do more. So there's one form of delegating where you get things that comes into you and you're like, oh, I can't do it. So let me give it to this person, give it to that person. There's this other form of what I would call team organization in how we work, where you're proactively understanding what comes in consistently and then organizing the team, structuring a team, and then aligning the people up who are best suited to do those individual items that need to get done on these repetitive items or these items that you know are coming in the future. The efficiency gained in having this structure and this setup now allows you guys to be able to do more and have a greater capacity. The other side of it too is if the structure is correct, you're putting your team members in position in places where they actually perform at the highest level. Now they're spending the bulk of their time doing what they do extremely well. So there's an increase in productivity, there's an increase in efficiency, and there's going to be an increase in employee satisfaction because their fulfillment will increase. Because if you've planned it and aligned it correctly, they're actually doing the things that they do well, that they can do a great job at, and then they get that satisfaction. Now, this energy of the team and the synergy of the team is increased. Now you've created momentum. And as you've created this momentum, now you have this highly effective team rolling, who's very efficient, who has the right structure, and who has their players and their team members doing the right responsibilities and performing the right roles. That is when I say, instead of thinking, what do I need to do? How can I get things done? That's what I think about. And then for your own personal self, as you answer that question, I'll take something that I got from John Maxwell. He was giving this story about when he left his first church to go to a bigger church. I think this might have been in San Diego. He was taking over for a pastor who basically had founded the church and started it. He tells this story about how I think he meets with the board of the church or some leaders in the church. He says, okay, well, what was the previous pastor doing? They went down this laundry list, and he said to himself, like, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. As I'm not good at that. I'm not. So his thought was, okay, I can't do all of these things because it's not humanly possible. He's like, I don't know how this guy was doing it. He's like, okay, well, what? He looks at this list and he says, what is the only thing that I can do? Meaning nobody else can do these things but me. He says out of that list of, let's say, for example, this was 60 something things. He said out of that list, it was like 3. Once he realized those were the 3 things that only he could do that no one else can do, he then planned and figured out who to give those other things to so that they could get more things done more efficiently and more effectively. The reason why this is important as a manager is because most of us got to be in this role as a manager because of our ability to do well, to do and get things done as an individual contributor. We come into that management role, or we come into that director role from a manager role. We're thinking about, what are we going to do? The problem is, as we elevate, we're going to get more things that we're responsible for. What are we going to do shouldn't mean how much more stuff we're going to do. We have to be able to elevate our thinking as we elevate our titles. Because if not, the weight of the new role will take us out because we're carrying too much. If we're carrying all this weight, when we go to this next role, as we try to elevate, we won't be able to, because the weight will be too heavy. We'll get to this next level, but we won't thrive in it. We won't succeed in it. It'll be a struggle. We won't be able to soar in it. It'll be hard. It'll be difficult. Because we have to understand, as we elevate, we can't keep taking all those things. Some of those things have to go off of us. And as we elevate, our thinking needs to change. Instead of thinking about what I can do, think about what we can do collectively. So that's my cheat code. That's my shortcut that you can do as a manager today. It's think not what I can get done myself, but how can I get more done? So not what I can do alone. How can I get stuff done? So you go from me doing it to facilitating of it getting done. Cool. Hope this was helpful for you. If it is, like, comment, subscribe, let me know. If you need a little bit more help, a little bit more detail, some one-on-one conversations, click the link somewhere around here. You get access to case study video, or you can be able to book a call to discuss the problems that you have and see what we can do and how we can help you solve those problems. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.